Hello, guys. My name is Jana. Welcome to our interview live stream today with the scam story of our guest today. Let's greet our guest with the life story for you to avoid the same mistakes. Hello.
Hello, Jana. Let me start by saying my name. My name is John Pruitt. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been pretty much in the same category all you guys are in. I'm trying to find the love of my life, trying to find someone to settle down with and make a family with. And I'll have Jana ask the questions and I'll continue on. My story dates back about almost a year before the war broke out in the Ukraine, where I was on. Is it okay for me to disclose the website or?
Yes, you can
Okay.
because we have it in the title, and it's
Okay.
critically important for our
Okay.
viewers to see the name of the site
So,
and know what stories and what sites they
thank
should
you.
avoid. Yeah.
So I went ahead and I joined a annual membership to internationalcupid.com. And ultimately, I was looking for a woman from the Ukraine. And there were a lot of options that came up. And, I messaged a few of the ladies on there. And I had one in particular that messaged me back where we were starting to form a connection on. Her name's Marina. And then,
I will show to you guys her picture. Guys, this is profile on International Cupid. This is profile. Okay, and this is pictures of lady. John communicated with. I will show you more. International Cupid. Okay, John, tell me please when it was and how long did you communicate there on the site with Marina?
I want to say it was like about early June of 2021, where we messaged each other. And then after about 3 or 4 back and forth messages through the messaging service the website has, she asked me if I have a WhatsApp account. And I do. So I shared my information with her. And she reached out to me first on WhatsApp. Hi, this is Marina from International Cupid. And then I messaged her back. And then before long, we started developing, daily connections. And right away, she wanted to have me come to meet her in Odessa. And, with my work schedule, I couldn't just take off work right away. This is something that I have to plan well in advance to make any trip. And this was well before the war broke out. Then she said, well, I need a man that's
Year
serious.
before the war and those summer 2021, usual people didn't know about this warning about the war, so didn't speak too much, didn't worry at all. So everyone lived his own life, everything was fine. John, you mentioned that you exchanged like 3 or 4. It were letters on the site, yeah. So how
Yes.
it were letters, okay. And how close was your communication on the site? So then that she offered to receive your number to exchange
We
numbers.
we talked about common interests that we have as far as foods we like to eat, music we like to listen to, um, ultimate goals we have in life, and traveling is one of them. We both love travel, and
So
and what we enjoy doing. Ultimately what we seek in a relationship, and there were a lot of common interests we had.
I will show one more time her profile, and let's look at her information. Have children, yes, live at home, but didn't mention how many children she has. And okay. Then you understood that. One second, I will take off the picture. You exchanged contacts and started communicate in WhatsApp and
Yes.
did video calls regularly as well, right?
Yes. Being, I'm on Pacific time here in Las Vegas, so she's 10 hours ahead of us. So it was a challenge trying to get the timing right with that small window we had where she's up and I'm up at the same time. But we did a lot of video calls together, live video calls. Sometimes it was just phone calls because the reception was poor. But when we could, we were doing live video calls together.
Oh,
Just
once a week
the video
or
calls, I would say, were going about maybe once every. For a while there, it was once a day, and then they got to where maybe once every 2 to 3 days. But phone calls on a daily basis, or at least messages on a daily basis. But the actual video calls, anywhere from every day to every 2 or 3 days, we were keeping in touch.
oh, very, very close, yeah.
Yes,
Very regular connection. So she invests a lot of time and she exchanged personal contacts, which guys like um, show serious intentions, seems like, right? So
exactly.
it looks very natural when two people get know each other on the dating site. For what
Hmm.
reason? To stay, to start communication and to meet in real life. She invited you to Odessa, but you couldn't visit that moment of time because of your
Yes.
work. Okay.
Hmm.
We have Vatvat here in the studio. Привет, Jana. Hello, John. Hello, Vatvat. Thank you for being with us. Okay, I will sometimes put comments on the screen. If our viewers have any questions, they also can ask you. We are live and
That
any
is great.
information from you would be helpful. Okay, so you started your communication at June 2021. And did she mention how many kids she has?
At that time, I was only told she has one child, a daughter. I nickname her Kira, but she's actually, her name is Kurashka, but we call her Kira. And I knew right away from like the first week that she had the daughter. And the daughter is, I believe, 6 right now. So, uh, so right away, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm not,
That's
if a
okay.
person has children, I'll look at them the same way as I do if they don't have children. I mean,
You don't have
love,
children yet, yeah?
exactly. Hmm.
Did you discuss some plans for future? Does she want to have children in the future? Do you want to have children in the future?
We did discuss that, and she said yes. More children eventually.
She was
So,
agreed.
yes, we did discuss that.
Okay. And everything was quite good. You stayed in regular communication with Marina. And did she ask anything from you during this communication?
Before, yes, she was working for a law firm when we first met, which I know about. But I don't know too much about the wages, what a person earns in Odessa versus here in the States. I mean, is it night and day difference? I couldn't tell, but she did say that she was at one of the shopping malls and went to a department store and saw a lovely dress that she likes and didn't have enough money, wanted $100 or €100 for it, wanting to know, can I send her the money for a dress that
How
she
soon
wanted?
it
So
happened, this ask?
I said no. Right away, I
And
said no.
how soon it happened, this ask from all for dress?
Probably within 3 weeks of knowing each other.
Oh, so very fast.
Yeah, very fast. I mean, this was through WhatsApp. So, and I turned it down. I'm like, no, I can't send money. We don't know that. I need to get to know the person before. I mean, we haven't met before, and you're already asking this. I couldn't. So it almost caused me to, say no and look for someone else for a relationship. That was a big red flag to me, which,
Yeah. So
so,
here we have lady from the site which
mhm.
first offer to exchange contacts, which looks like very nice, very like situation should be this way. You start your communicating every day, very regular video calls. So everything seems nice. And during 3 weeks, it is enough to build this exciting connection when you fall into romantic feelings and curiosity to a person. She already invited you to Odessa, and in 3 weeks we meet in red flag number one. She asking to buy a dress, 100 euros, and it was her ask. She didn't ask for. She didn't even make a hint like, "Oh, look, but the dress I have, I choose or something." So she asked, "Okay, red flag
Yes,
number one. It shouldn't be this way, of course." You are very right that before you met each other in person, it shouldn't be. You don't know her well enough. 3 weeks is too early. Um, did you discuss how what level of opportunities do you have to come to visit her? How soon it could be possible for
I
you?
did discuss that with her because I'm limited with time that I'm allowed off from work. For a trip to Odessa, this is something I would have to plan at least 7 to 9 months ahead to get all of the, because you don't want to fly there and have 2 days there and then have to fly
Yeah,
back. I
it's
mean,
long trip and expensive.
you want at least 10 days. When you consider the flight time there, the flight, because you're going to lose a couple of days there, a couple of days back, and then you have to plan all of this well in advance. And she was wanting me there within like 30 days after we first met, and then I got hit with, I need a man that is serious. You sound like you're not being serious. I need a man that's serious about, moving forward in a relationship. And, I told her, look, I am serious. This is something I do want. But, you need to see my part. I can't just stop on a dime and take off and do this. All of this needs to be planned in advance. And then slowly we started connecting again. But that was a big red flag that almost broke us apart right away. The part about the dress, and then, wanting right away, I need a man that's serious. You sound like you're not being serious because you can't be here next week, or like, okay.
John, did you have experience before this international dating site? Did you ever tried somewhere else?
I mean, I tried some of the local girls here, but, trying to find a good connection, maybe I just didn't look hard enough or so with some of the local girls, but
So it was your first international dating site, your
correct,
first
correct.
experience, and you had this gut feeling about this red flag, or you like tried to search some information?
Well, I know the hotel I work at, the owner of the hotel is married to a girl from the Ukraine. She was actually Miss Ukraine at one time. Um, Alexandra Ruffin is her new name, but I can't remember her maiden name. But
Not important.
she was a former Miss Ukraine at one time, and so I'm like, well, Ukraine might be the way to go. I mean, this might be something that I should look at rather than looking here in the States. Let me look for the Ukraine, and then that's where I'm looking, and Marina in particular really stood out. I wanted to develop a connection with her. Out of all the girls, she stood out the most to me.
And how genuine she looked to you? So, did she was interested about you and was kind, romantic? What kind of personality she was next to you in this communication?
She responded, I have dreams to come to America. I have dreams. This is something I've wanted all my life. I got that quite often from her. I want to leave, and I have dreams to come to America. That was told to me many times through WhatsApp, through video call, through text message, through WhatsApp. Multiple times I've been told that.
Is the communication with Marina was different than communication with local ladies?
Yes, it was. Just I felt like she was being genuine to me. Like, this is a woman that's opening up to me. This is a woman that loves me for my heart, not for, you know, not for any materialism, because I'm not, material, when we get old and when we don't have our bodies able to function like they were when we were in our 20s, I mean, we're not
Mm-hmm.
going to think about what we accumulated. We're going to think about the experiences we've had. And that's what I want. While I have that, I want someone to enjoy life with, someone to travel with, someone to, have an awesome life with. I think that's what all of us guys are looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, understood. Okay, so what you support this communication daily, and what happened next? What next event happened to both of you? Did you plan something, or maybe she started to behave herself in a different way, or everything was fine?
Well, she introduced me to her daughter through the video chat calls, and the daughter would wave to me and so forth. And I developed a connection to the two of them, for Marina. And then it's like, I want to, here's a little girl. I want to make sure she's in good school, has what she needs, because my parents, when they grew up, they were very poor. And, we learn how to, really pinch pennies, so to speak, and learn how to get by. I'm the first one in my family with a college education. So, I understand what it's like coming from poor background. So I want to make sure that she's provided for. The daughter has things that I didn't have when I was growing up. Uh, that was, my biggest goal here. And
Mm-hmm. But I think law firm is something like we can count a good work in Ukraine.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
I mean, your profession, your firm seems like a good place for working.
I was told she works at a law firm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she never disclosed to me the name of the law firm, though. And I didn't push it on her. I need to know the name. I did not, but she has a background in law. And, what type of specialty in law, I do not know. But she does have a background in law. And I was working at a law firm.
Okay, so what happens next? Next, we had at February 2022, the war started. So it
Mhm.
means that you communicated with each other like 6 months.
Well, let me back up a little bit on that, because I've heard of scams before. So am I talking to a real person? Is this someone that's able to fake video calls or something? Because the scamsters are very intelligent. They're smarter than I am. Okay. So what I did, it was in October, and it costed me a lot of money. A DHL package, a little box, not much bigger than 8 inches by 8 inches, cost $200 to send from Las Vegas to Odessa. $200 for
Quite,
DHL. Okay,
quite
so
expensive.
I sent, the daughter loves Disney, so I sent the daughter a little Minnie Mouse stuffed animal and some coloring books and a hat of Las Vegas, and I sent Marina's an outfit. So all of that together, and so I knew, I didn't tell her what I sent, and I sent some postcards of Las Vegas too. I did not tell her what was in the box. Well, she sent me pictures. I got your package, and she's got the hat that I sent. She's got the coloring book. She's got the stuffed animal. So, and I know she didn't know. So I know the what I sent was actually with her in her person. So I knew
So
at that
it
point
means,
I was talking to a real person. Okay. It was proof to me for assurance, knowing
yeah.
that I'm talking to a real person.
So it means you asked her personal information, and she knew that you will maybe send something, right? But she didn't know
Exactly.
what.
Well, I told her, look, I can't make a trip to Odessa right away. Let me do this in the meanwhile. I'm going to send you some items from Las Vegas, so that you'll, a little thing until we get to meet for the first time. So, and when I saw the items with her, I knew it was a real person I was talking to.
Yeah, it's smart. It's very
Mhm.
smart, by the way. Good tip.
Mm-hmm.
Good tip. Jack says that she has the scammer eyes and it was wrong place to fish. But let's
Yeah.
guys check all the story, because even I, when I heard the story, I had doubts.
Mm-hmm.
They take
Yes.
pics and sell the items. Even if
Yeah.
she can sell, it's like not
Mm-hmm.
something, not a high quality, but not something she can receive big money for these items. She just
Yeah.
proved that she is a real person and her contact
Mm-hmm.
information is true. So that's what we can see. Okay, so next we have war in our country, right? And
Yes.
how things started with this event.
Well, I was following the news. I study international news on a daily basis, so it's very important to me. And I told her right after the Winter Games, the Winter Olympic Games, shortly after that, I am 99.9% sure the Russians will be invading Ukraine. They're not putting 200,000 troops on the border just for no reason. They've got medical tents there. They don't do this for a practice drill. I
Yeah.
knew it was happening, and she didn't believe it. She's like, "No, no, everything's fine. It's all good."
John,
I'm like,
nobody of
"No,
us
no, no,
didn't
no.
believe in that.
Yeah, exactly." I'm like, "You're 100% wrong on this." Um, so, and then going into right after and I knew when I saw it on the news that they started crossing the border with tanks. I knew right away. My intuition was right. And then she said they closed down her law firm. She had no way, and a lot of the co-workers she had, she said that a lot of them moved to Saudi Arabia, moved there for safety. And I think there were only two co-workers that stayed in Odessa. And then she sent me, I don't know if you received the picture. She sent me where she was having to camp out in like the basement of the apartment complex she was in. And they were limited in the amount of time they were able to turn the lights on, and no talking on the phones or anything like that, just very limited
Mhm.
from that. And, I would get pictures of Marina with Kira in the basement camping out and telling me, it's cold, dear. I need some help. It's cold. We don't have, any warm clothes, no food. The gas stations, there's a 4 to 6 hour wait time to buy gas at the fueling station. And then when you do get gas, they have 5 gallons left you can put in your vehicle after you've
This
waited.
is this is true. She didn't cheat
Mhm.
you. This is true. It really happened this way. Uh, so on the fuel station first,
Mhm.
about the some shelter depend on her location, of course. But why they didn't have any warm clothes? Like okay,
Yeah.
so what comes next? She started to deliver, and of course you follow in the news, you know that this is for real,
Mhm.
so the war
Yes.
really started, and you have this pity feeling for her and want to help your lady to protect, and you stay more than 6 months in everyday communication, so you already
Yes.
have feeling to this lady, right? And
Correct. Yes.
her daughter. Okay, and
Absolutely.
what's coming next?
Well, I said, look, let me get money to you because I'm hearing, you're not able to go to work.
Hmm.
We're running low on food. We're running low on fuel. You need something warm. So, you know, I had my emotions controlling my brain, and I sent her some money, and I sent her $1,200 to get by, and to for
John,
food.
here I want to compliment you, because
Mhm,
if we can imagine such situation, you stay
mhm,
in several months in everyday communication. If
mhm.
you really want to pursue in your lady and to meet someday to live together, if you think that you have this perspective for real family life in the future, like it should be this way. I want to compliment for your qualities that you understand this by yourself. And what was her reaction?
Thank you. You've saved our lives, is what I was told. You have saved our lives. With this, we will have enough to get by for at least a couple of months until and hopefully everything will be, because I'm not able to go to work, and I've already drained all of my income, is what I was told. So everything was drained out, no income coming in. We don't know. The law firm will be closed indefinitely. So, you've saved my life. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, what can I do to get her daughter and Marina to safety? What can I do? Who do I know? What resources do I have to get them out of there? We've got a tornado heading there. We need to get them safety. And then, I'm looking, okay, maybe we can go to Moldova. Maybe we can go to Romania, Poland, somewhere.
Yeah.
Where is it going to be safe? And, I'm researching everything possible I can figure out with.
Did she agree?
Yes. At first she said yes. And then, we want to try. And then eventually, I think we're getting into the month of March 2022. They ended up going to Romania. And, I went about 5 days with no connection because she couldn't find internet connection, from what I understand. And they ended up finding a shelter to help the Ukrainian refugees. But she said the shelter was bad. The conditions were bad. It was dirty. No internet connection. She was wanting to go into a motel or something like an extended stay type motel. So I sent her more money from this point to Romania. Actually, no, correction. I sent her money to the Ukraine to travel to Romania. And then they were able to get an extended stay motel during that time. And I'm getting messages and video calls because of the time zone differences, leaving me a video where, thank you, Kira and I were able to finally get a warm shower, which is something that, if you have to go a week without a shower, I mean, that's a blessing to get that. So, thank you for that. So, and it made me feel good in my heart, what I'm doing. I know it's hard. I mean, I'm having to, a lot of my discretionary income, I had none because every bit of it went to her. I was sending that to her, but it made me feel good in my heart because I was helping her.
I will show to guys. Here we have this screenshot from WhatsApp when Marina received $1,200 from John. Guys, it's not the only bill, so it's just to show you. Then we will return to this moment, to this topic. Here I want to put this comment like, oh boy, that's not good. Yes, hello to you. Thank you for your commenting. Guys, in that situation, when you believe that some person staying truly into you in real, genuine relations, this should be must have. So I can't judge John. Before he had this just a small red flag, which didn't show up anymore during some months. And he really expected that this person is real, and he sent this delivery to Marina and she received those items. So she was absolutely real lady with a real name. And when the war started, it really was horrible. So everything what John showed us in his story about this limits on fuel station, that is true. About connection, no connection 5 days. I don't agree. I was in Ukraine that moment when the war started. 2 weeks I was in city next to the border with the Russia. 1 day, even less, we were without connection because they bombed electricity station. Without electricity, we're not connection, but only 1 day. And our service, so our government, they fixed this very fast. So we had everything. We had like not every day. So sometimes we had tough periods without water, but for several hours, and it was fixed sometime. Shelters were different level of shelters with the light, with heating.
Yes.
So very different. So 5 days out of connection. No, I also traveled into during all over Ukraine, and I had to do the circle because we can't go straight through Kiev and Odessa because they bombed the bridges, not to let the Russian army. But we had connection during all the trek, during all
Well,
over Ukraine.
what she was telling me is that the shelters in Romania did not have the internet connection. So trying to find an internet connection outside of the shelter was a challenge. But the shelters did not have internet connection. So that's why there was a delay. So meanwhile, I'm on pins and needles. We got all this tension going on with war, and I haven't heard from her for 5 days, and every day felt like eternity.
Yeah.
But finally, when I heard from her, when she was able to get into an extended stay motel, that it was a blessing being able, getting that high deer. Just that alone was, it's like a huge relief off my shoulders.
Very pity to read that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sorry to read this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, Jacob, she doesn't have a phone to get to a location that has a Wi-Fi. Yeah, in Romania, no war. So any cafe she can get has a
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi. Oh, I think even guys, I think that even foreign countries, they give like free megabytes or gigabytes for no roaming or something. We had such benefits. Yeah. Yeah, but my condolences. I can't read the nickname. I'm sorry, but yeah, sorry for your loss. It is
Mm-hmm.
horrible, guys. And I can understand John in that situation when he can see and read, follow the news every day. It was really true. And can you believe in this situation? You have like a girlfriend there with this. Okay, I want to bring up your second child right now because this
Okay.
moment when she moved to Romania, she introduced to you that she has a little boy,
Yes.
a son,
Andreyusha,
Andrusha. How old is he?
2 years old.
2 years now, or
Mm-hmm.
that moment?
2 years, because I was first introduced to Andreyusha when they were in the extended stay motel. And
In Romania.
yes, in Romania. And then
So before she communicated with you more than half of a year and never mentioned that she has two kids, especially.
correct. I knew about the daughter, but I was introduced to what actually how it happened was I saw a picture of Andreyusha in the background. Apparently, Andreyusha was living with Marina's ex-husband, but I don't know if he wanted to give his son to Marina, but he had been staying with Andreyusha was staying with the ex-husband, and then he went with Marina to Romania. And then, I saw a picture of the little boy on the bed, so I brought it up. Who's the little boy there? And she was reluctant on telling me about Andreyusha, and then she brought it up. Is that going to be a concern, a problem with it? I'm like, no, no, no. I welcome all children, with open arms. I want to make sure they're provided for and they have opportunities and things that I didn't have when I was young because I didn't have those things.
Yeah, yeah. So you thought with the warm
Mhm.
heart and with good emotions.
Yes,
But how she explained to you that she has not a one child but two children, and this little boy, he lives with her all this time during all your communications, but she never brought him up.
correct.
And here we have red flag. Next
Mhm.
number, I can say
Yes.
that this is number two. Next red flag, because usually, guys, I will skip a little some steps and I will come a little ahead.
Mhm.
Ladies on these campsites not will not be that attractive if they have more than one child. So one child is okay for many men, But
Mhm.
2 children, every man will think, do they want to take this responsibility or not? And during all this period, so she will have more chances, more points to be single mom with 1 child than with 2. And probably it was a reason, but also it shows that she lied to you. She cheated you
Mhm.
during months,
Yes.
several months.
Mhm.
She didn't show up her son, and this is a big red flag,
Mhm.
because he
Exactly.
lived with you all this time and you had this daily communication and a small boy, so she tried to find specific time out of like little kids, they are, they're
Mhm.
yelling, they are playing, they telling something,
Mm.
they can't keep quiet all the
Exactly.
time,
The
so
terrible twos.
she
Exactly.
hide.
Exactly.
Okay, so from that period you started to support her financially. How
Correct.
often?
I was sending, as I would get money along the way, um, I was sending money anywhere from every 2 to 4 weeks on a routine basis. Every bit of discretionary income. I haven't eaten in a restaurant for almost 2 years because all of that money I would have been spending was going to Marina. All of my discretionary income every 2 to 4 weeks routinely, because ultimately my goal was, until I can get there to Odessa, I want to make sure she's safe, secure, and well provided for until I can get there.
Guys, I want to make a screen share for you. I will show you. We have not the only bill from John, and I will show you just to understand. Okay. Um, okay, you can see my screen, right?
Mhm.
So we have that amount of different bills. First, you sent Western Union to Marina, right?
Yes.
Here we have, guys, 140 USD, which is for Ukraine. Quite good money. Enough to live 1 week. Absolutely. Especially at wartime, people had nothing to do. Our life changed. Everything we had to buy is just meal. $200, 250. You can see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
$100. So we have many bills, guys. Just wanted to show you. It was regular uh, financial support. Okay, welcome
Mm-hmm.
back.
All right.
What? So the war in our country. She moved to Moldova, and you supported
No,
her.
no, she never went to Moldova.
Sorry,
We
Romania.
were
Sorry.
looking at that. She went to Romania. Okay.
I'm sorry. This is
That's
my
okay. No worries.
face. How long did she stay there?
I know from Bucharest, she went to, I'll spell the city. I don't know how to pronounce it. Brasov. Is it Brasov or? She went there. I got
This
pictures.
is. I will explain to guys. This is
Okay.
a village in Odessa region. So how long she stayed at
Wait, no, no,
Bucharest?
not Braska. This was still Romania. Brasov.
Uh-huh.
It's north of Bucharest. I think northeast of Bucharest.
But John, I checked yesterday. Can you spell me the name of the city one more? B
Okay, so
O.
uh, B B like boy, Rasov. Brasov. It's in Romania though. I think it's northeast of Bucharest. So she stayed, I believe, a week there
Brasov
too.
is located on the central part of the country, about Northern Bucharest. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. But what?
So she was there. And then while in there, she needed more money. So I had to Western Union, or I can't remember if it was Western Union or MoneyGram. It was one or the other. It might have been MoneyGram, but I had to send that to Romania for her to collect that. And I know she was able to collect that because they asked for the country of origin whenever I send the money. You know, is it Ukraine or is it Romania? She would have had to have been in Romania to receive that, which she
Mm-hmm.
was. And then she told me she was in Brasov for one of these extended stay, kind of like a castle hotel looking thing. But so she was there, and I got pictures of Marina with Kirashka and Kira, and then and Andreyusha walking. It looked very foresty. A lot of it looked kind of like the California redwood forest where she was at. But so I was getting pictures on a routine basis while she was in Brasov.
Mm-hmm. And
Mhm.
how long they stayed there?
About a week. About a
About a
week.
week. And then
Hmm.
she returned back to Odessa region, right?
Yes, she went
Why?
back to Odessa. Hmm.
Why, if you helped to her?
Well, good question. She running out of money. She said, I've got my apartment in Odessa. It's going to be cheaper just to go there. And I was concerned. I was against that. I didn't want because I didn't know if Odessa was going to turn into another Kharkiv.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. There's too much uncertainty with this war, so I was against her going to Odessa. But she
John,
went
from my
back.
perspective, I also escaped from the city which was attacked, and it was stupid to return back in 1 week. What happened in 1 week? We have more than 1 year war and didn't happen anything.
Hmm.
So it's a weird question to conquer that much distance, that big distance
Hmm.
to Romania by car with kids,
Hmm.
to return back in 1 week. For me, also, this is a very weird story. Okay,
Yes.
she returned back to Odessa to her apartment, not to pay for everything, but at the same time for Ukraine. At that period, every country they gave some shelters or as well financial help. Many
Hmm.
countries they helped. And you supported her, guys. I just will make a little remark. $1,200 for Ukraine, you can live for that amount of money like 2 months with kids.
Wow. Hmm.
This is really big money in Ukraine because average income in Ukraine like $500, something like that.
Hmm.
So it was enough to provide your life, especially as I told during wartime, our life changed, and
Yes.
we had to be economy, like we bought only necessary things, no any delicious, like you can do something delicious, for example, for family dinner, if you want something. You don't need to waste money for anything. Everything is closed. You don't
Hmm.
go shopping. You don't go to the restaurants. Everything was closed. So everything you do that moment, you stay at
Hmm.
home and you just need to provide meal. Even we also received money from Ukraine from our government. We received help, especially for that regions who which were attacked. We received money from our government also, and the expenses for apartment also were frozen for some period. So
Yes.
everything you need is to buy meal.
Hmm.
Okay,
Exactly.
so it was my remark that this is a huge amount of money for Ukraine. It's really enough to live several months, even if to be
Yeah.
economy. Okay. Then they returned to Odessa. She stayed in communication with you. And did you have video calls with her?
We did. We were doing video calls routinely. Probably, I'm going to guesstimate and say 1 to 2 months after the return of Odessa. She relocated to a town that it's a very small town. I had to look it up myself, called Broska, which is right on the southern Ukraine Romanian border near the little town of Ismail. So apparently she said Broska's safer than Odessa. That's why she
True.
relocated
It's
to,
logical, yes.
yeah, she relocated to that little town. That's where I got a video. I sent you the video of, dear, we're struggling, we need help. And when I get that message, I'm going to work myself to death if necessary to get money to get help to her. If it means me going into work sick, me going into work, whatever, if me having to work 15 hours a day, I'm going to do it to provide for her.
John,
Yes.
unfortunately, I can see here that
Hmm.
this war with all the
Hmm.
bad luck which and sufferings which all our people had. So such kind of ladies, they had their benefits in a very dirty way with all this ugly war.
Hmm. Yes.
It was a good, tough story which she don't need even to introduce to you to imagine to lie. So it's
Hmm.
real tough story, but she could turn this tough story into her own benefits. Okay, so
Hmm.
what happened next at summertime?
And then she spent most of the summer in the town of Broska, living in an old house that she had rented. And, apparently, I can't remember what the rent was, but it was much cheaper than the cost of living in Odessa or Romania. So she was able to stay there for most of the summer, getting into about like, I want to say early October, late September, where she traveled back to Odessa. And
No, no, no. John,
actually, let's reverse that a little bit. Um, we had planned on her flying to America. We had planned on that. So this was right around July 4th. So I went ahead and I purchased airline tickets for both Marina and Kira to travel to here to Las Vegas. And I wanted
what about
her to
son?
bring, yeah, I wanted her to bring Andreyusha as well, but she said being 2 years old and he's not healthy enough to make the trip, so she preferred to
One
leave him
moment,
with
please.
me.
So she didn't go to move to you permanently. So it was
Hmm.
like a vacation, like to meet you and return back if she left her
Correct,
son in Ukraine.
correct.
But
That's what
what
we
the
were going to
choice?
do. So she was going to stay here in Las Vegas, visit for 2 weeks. And I went ahead and I got tickets for her. And meanwhile, I'm sending her money to go from Odessa because she went from Broska back to Odessa. So she was going to travel from Odessa to Bucharest and then spend the night in Bucharest and then get up early in the morning to go to the airport for the trip. So it's all really great. And, everybody's happy. I'm happy. Marina's happy. The daughter's very happy. It's her first time flying on an airplane. So I was like,
Mhm.
really, this is real exciting for them. And, their happiness was bringing me happiness. And then, I didn't hear from her on July 4th when they were supposed to be flying until late into the day. And she said, dear, last night, Kira's backpack was stolen and it had her passport in it. So we were not able to go on the airplane.
What about visas? Did she had a US visa as well as her daughter?
I was researching that. She did not. And
How she could
so
agree for flight tickets and to go physically to
I,
Bucharest to
I
fly?
purchased I, I purchased the tickets on my end, and it seems like they would have red flagged it, um, where I wouldn't be allowed to purchase the tickets without having that documentation. But it allowed me to purchase the tickets. Thank God I was able to get a refund on the tickets, though, since the tickets were never used. And so that so I started researching what's involved for this. You need a tourist visa to be able to travel with a
Which
Ukrainian passport.
not that fast and not that simple to receive, especially for
Exactly.
both, for her
Hmm.
and for your daughter. Was this a refundable ticket you bought for them?
Yes, it was able to be refunded. Thank God.
Tell me, please, did you deliver your QR code of electronical tickets, or did she maybe ask you to like send me money, I will buy, or it was your initiative?
I initiated it, and I sent her all of the information for the. I said, look, you're
So
going to
she
need
didn't
to.
ask money for tickets. She
No,
didn't.
she.
You
I
bought. But then
initiated. Let me
she brought
purchase the
with the
tickets.
story like her daughter's pack bag was stolen with her passport. So even if she
Mhm.
could have these visas, it was not a reason, right, of her delay, no, not delay, cancel.
Correct. Correct.
So
She
she
would.
delivered this story like her daughter. Okay, and how soon she returned to back to her place to Odessa?
That day.
That day.
She. Yeah,
Okay, how
since
it
she couldn't go on
possible
the
to
plane.
do without passport because Romania is still foreign country for Ukraine? How she could
Hmm.
pass the border with Ukraine without documents for a child?
Very good question. Marina had her passport, but I texted her a picture of the Kiroshka's passport. So I don't know if they were able to show. Look, just here, my backpack was stolen. It had my daughter's uh,
Mhm.
passport in it. Here's a picture of her passport. Here's my passport, which I have, and then but that she didn't, and apparently she went to the police department to fill a report out in Romania about the daughter's passport being stolen with a backpack. So,
Maybe by Ukrainian
mhm,
documents like this certificate of birth, maybe it was possible. But anyway, also it is like one more huge red flag, like a tough story,
mhm,
uh, how to cancel the flight.
yes. Hmm. But so they made a trip back to Odessa. And they come and think
Brandon, hello. Cupid common thing I was caught by Vietnamese lady is similar
needed
comparison.
2,000
My favorite
before
word, guys.
immigration to fly. Okay. All
They
right.
would get to the airport, then call and say they
Hmm.
needed to bond before they could clear immigration to fly. Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, they returned back to Odessa. What about your hospitalization? What about your broken leg?
Okay.
Story
So
also came at summertime 2022,
this
right?
is going, yes. So we're going into October. Um, I get a message. This was right around my birthday. So I
Right, it
get a
was October.
message,
October 2021 or October 2022?
2022. So
2022. It was after
I
summer,
get a
after.
message. I get a message telling me, dear, I told my ex-husband that I want to come to America with the children. And she said he got outraged and grabbed her and pushed her and shoved her and caused her to twist her foot and ankle, doing some damage to her foot. And I have no money and I have a doctor bill. And I can't do anything right now. And I got that picture. Can you please help? Is what I'm
John, I
getting.
will play the video, and guys, tell me please, what do you think about this video? Is it appropriate to receive such kind of asks? I will also give my opinion.
Mhm.
Hi dear, I need your help, dear. Please.
Guys, from my lady's perspective, this looks very artificial. She doesn't mention your name, just dear. Probably this video was sent to multiply people, even. Everyone can be dear. It's also red
Yeah.
flag, I can say. So, of course, if I can tell to my beloved man with some warm words like dear, like can be, but all the time what I can see only dear, 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 no name.
Yes.
For me, it's a red flag. For me, it looks artificial, and for me, it's pure 100% manipulation. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, if the lady has any kind of problem, any challenge, of course, she will say to her man and share this story with him, but not that way, guys. Also, John, can you tell me, please, about pictures of her fridge?
Pictures of what again?
Of her fridge.
You create. Wait,
Her,
I'm not.
her fridge. When
The
she
friend. Oh, the friend. Okay, I'm sorry.
maybe my
Yes.
plans.
I'm sorry. I got a picture of very limited items of her refrigerator on telling me, look, we're hungry. We haven't been able to buy food for over 10 days. Can you please send something that we need money for food? Please send something. Yes,
Also, guys, I will return to my lady's perspective. We're doing these interviews for you to bring you the truth, how to separate, how to understand what lady is real and what asks are not appropriate. Guys, never this way. I will never send a picture of empty fridge to my man. I can tell, I can say directly, I have problems, I need your support. If we stay in that level of relations, when I can rely on help or I can ask if. Um, Also, if my man will offer me by his initiative to help, I will receive this help. I will be grateful, but genuinely grateful. And I will not send stupid pictures of empty fridge. First, it can be fake. You can just make it empty before the picture. You can just take everything out of the freezer. And second, it's like a stupid proof. It's really stupid. It looks low quality. It looks cheap. Like not enough to tell to your man that I don't have food or help me please. Guys, red flag. Any asks from lady or any tough stories, any manipulations, especially this kind of pictures, they like want to bring emotions from you, like look how what a sufferings I have, but it
Mm-hmm.
is not humble and it is not it's not good quality communication. For me, it is a very big red flag. That
Mm-hmm.
kind of video absolutely fake. She doesn't pronounce your name, she don't look sincere.
Yeah.
Okay, guys even doubt that bandage, that it's real, that it is not fake.
Professional job.
It's really hospital, guys. I can
Yeah.
prove that this is very looks similar to Ukrainian hospital, and it's very difficult to simulate. Just nobody can enter inside the room, but also she's just alone there. Maybe she has some friends or parents or friends who work in there, and she asked because no other people there. She doing this video to show, like, look what conditions I have. I have problems.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough just to say, okay, like for me is the bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah, I understand.
What? Plus the position of her foot, if it has bandaged up on the doctor, it would be tight and could not have moved into the position.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, here
Just
we have one more tough story, guys. That's what I'm talking you here about. Like to educate you how to understand what real communication, what real person, and who is a player. All these tough stories, all this artificial dia, all this like to hide a child and then to show up and to manipulate all the time. What she did back in return? Only thank you, you saved our lives, but
yeah.
did she was care? Like, how do you feel? How many hours do you work?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Exactly. Yeah. Just when you get tangled up into this, unfortunately, it's very hard to see it the way other people are seeing it. You've got a blinder on, and you're just thinking, help. I want to help in every way I can. You're not seeing
yeah,
the red
that is
flags,
that
unfortunately.
is why we are here with you. You
Yes.
really helping guys, and probably with even this video you can save a couple of guys from the same cheating, from the same
I don't want
story.
anyone to fall into the condition I've been in. So if I can help anybody, this video has done success. But so going into moving forward,
Yes, it definitely manipulation, guys. I'm a girl. I can see that. It doesn't look sincere. It doesn't look like she talking to John like to her man. It doesn't look like that.
Yep. So I was finally able to get time off from work where, I didn't want to go to the Ukraine because, just terrified about, the conditions we hear. So I figured, let me travel to Bucharest myself, and then I will meet with Marina in Bucharest. So meanwhile, I sent her money for the trip. She wanted, I believe it was about $500 to cover fuel expense and the trip on the ferry and so forth. And she wanted to get manicure and pedicure done, have her hair done. So I sent all that money she wanted for traveling. And, I got on a plane December 19th to fly to Bucharest. And the last time I've seen Marina online on WhatsApp was December 18th, saying,
So
okay.
in fact, we have communication from June 2021 till December 2022, 1 year and a half. Communication daily, every day. With the, I think, like by bills, you had like it's something like couple $1,000 monthly. When the war started, you sent to support her all the time. You bought tickets, and she canceled that flight because first she didn't have visa, and second she organized this tough story with the stolen pack bag with passport of her daughter. And
Yes.
then she agreed to meet with you at Bucharest and never appeared there. And after that,
Never.
she never show up online. Guys, we have such app. We already told about this app in Ukraine. It calls Get Contact, when you can run the number through this app. And you can see how other people mentioning this person. So if I have your number, I can see what names do you have in phones of other people. This phone number of this lady was with different name. And what else? We didn't find this lady, not by her name, not by her pictures at any networks, which is also a red flag, guys. It is a red flag. It is nowadays just impossible, especially for 35 years old woman who is pretty. Everyone has networks. We living in a 21st century with social life. We supporting connections with our friends and some ex-colleagues, ex-classmates, and so on. So it is also a red flag. Probably she has networks, but with some other name or other pictures, on name and pictures. But I want to say, if some of you, by the way, available on this site, International Cupid, this profile still active. And maybe if some other man will contact her, she can respond. Maybe she, maybe not she, but this profile still active. And we didn't find any information about this lady. She never appeared from December 18th, when John physically came to Bucharest for 1 week, spent money for tickets, spent his time, and spent this tough week in Bucharest to meet the lady. He stayed in communication 1 year and a half. He finally did this first step, and before he did a lot of steps to support. And instead of gratitude, she just cheated him. It is very pity to hear all this story. And if at the beginning, when I heard some information piece by piece from John, I had doubts like probably she disappeared. We have war in our country. Maybe something happened to her. I had, guys, some doubts, and I even like feel a little pity and ashamed. Like, what if we telling that she is a scammer? Maybe she's a good lady. Now I have, after this video, I have no any doubt about that this lady is a scammer. She still has this active profile, and who knows who responding there. But the main conclusion I want to show you here, this is not first time I hear about this site, International Cupid, that ladies, they make this tricky scheme, like they exchanging personal contacts with you, or through email, or bring some stories. And first, they don't ask anything from you, so they waiting until you will not feel familiar, closer, feel some romantic feelings, emotions, expectations, and then they coming to bring these tough stories, and you already feel like in 1 month or something we will meet. Finally we will meet. This is a real person. She absolutely real, it is true. But she will never meet with any of you. She will just spend like organize these tough stories and receiving help from you all the time. And I think every lady there has multiply men, and she just used John and who knows how many men.
I mean, she could have a very nice income coming in. I mean, if everybody, if she has 10 people doing what I've done, I mean, she's making quite a doctor's salary.
Exactly. And it's a shame for me, guys. I just want one more time to say that not all Ukrainian people and ladies are like that. Unfortunately, this is really wrong pond, and all the foreigners first came to this net of scamming sites. Be careful, guys. Making your conclusions from such kind of stories, they're really helpful. John, I will check a couple of comments in the chat, and I think if you want something to say till the end, you can share with guys your knowledges, your experience, your feelings.
Just before you let your emotions are the most dangerous thing when you get them tangled up and you get your money involved. Be very careful out there. Do not put any money out until you have physically met the person, and then still put red flags up just in case. When the money is asked for before you meet the person, immediately, just say no and then go on to someone else. Be very careful, because it's very easy to get tangled up into this when your emotions get tangled into it, and then you're not thinking clearly.
Peter, if it is a question for me or for us, I think this is a great idea. And actually, it's also like the main conclusion I want to bring here with this story. Guys, if you're starting your communication at any international site, even in a good place, you also should be realistic about your future opportunities, how soon you can meet in reality. Because without meeting, it is not relations. And without meeting, you can't check, are you compatible? Do you have chemistry? And is this person real and serious into you? You should have this step-by-step certain plan about meeting, and after meeting, what will you do next? How often you can meet and support this connection on distance, because this is quite a journey. We can see successful people who did pass through this journey, and they married and successfully and happy together. But before they pass some way, and you need to understand your real chances. Because not enough to meet someone who will be friendly to you, romantic even to you. Not enough to have text and video calls every day. Not enough to meet one time. You need to understand, is this person real? is your relations working and when you can live together at one area. I mean, even maybe not at one house, can be in one house. If person, I think it's more easy than in life like we used to live. Nobody get live together in 1 week usually, or in 1 month. Usually we have this dating period. But if we're speaking about international dating, so here in all the events rushed a little more than in life when we have this opportunity to meet at one area. So if the person ready for this international relations means that this person should be ready to move to your place and live at your place. It's like it's logical, right? Or have opportunity to rent some apartment at your area, but to stay next to each other. So guys, be careful. Watch on our live streams, watch on our UDTV channel. We're speaking really a lot and repeating all the time. What are real average Ukrainian ladies? What's on their mind? What is appropriate? What is not? Also, don't be freaking paranoics. Not every lady you will communicate through internet will cheat you. You just need to not to feel felt into emotions. Anyway, try to use logic, try to use some tips, advices, how to check. You have tips how to check. So if you meet the lady on international site, make fake profile and write to this lady and just observe, will she respond to you or not? If she will respond, so what happened to you real when she already started communication with you? Why she responding to other guys? So she's still staying in search. Red flag. If she if she doesn't want to exchange contacts, red flag. If she exchanging contacts and everything seems fine, networks must have. If the lady don't give you any networks, Facebook and Instagram, guys, this is must have for every modern person. I don't know people who don't have networks. If she not let you into her networks, it means that she hiding something, red flag. Asking money, asking presents, asking something, red flag. Tough stories and manipulations to show the freezer, to show this leg in the hospital when she just alone at this hospital room. A lot of red flags. Guys, be careful and good luck to you.
Thank
But
you.
John, I want one more time to compliment you. You seems to me very genuine man with the right qualities. You are very good looking man. You will be a good partner to some good lady, and I hope that your time will come.
Thank
Just
you. I
need
really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I thank you.
we still will try to find out the truth about your real profile or something, some information. Probably someday we can find this woman and you will know the truth. Probably some of our guys can go to International Cupid but guys, don't to fish there. Just
Yes. Yeah, maybe she'll respond to one of the guys. I don't know, but I have not heard from her since December 18th, and it's just there's just so much uncertainty, so much up, and what happened, so many questions that have been unanswered.
Oh, John, I think reality is very bitter, and it looks
Yes.
like that. She lost your last opportunity. She couldn't avoid your offer because if she will reject your offer, you will understand that she don't want to meet you in reality, and it would be a huge red flag for you when you can cut this communication. So she agreed for this meet, but never come. So she just cut you off and use other guys for the same things.
Yes, that's what it must. That's got to
She
be the only logical thing. Yes.
she didn't want to support this game, this cheating anymore. This game became too complicated for her because she already used children, war, broken leg, trips, something. And for me also a question, why Romania? Okay, Romania is closer to Odessa, but anyway, like I don't know people maybe from Odessa is just more convenient, but usually people go to Europe, to other kind of countries. Poland was very friendly to, and still friendly to our Ukrainian refugees, and gave support, financial support as well. And Germany, Italy, so many countries, when this country they paying for refugees, and when if she divorced, nothing holding her there in Odessa, so she could just pick her children and without any permissions from her ex-husband move to any of those countries.
Yes.
So usually it's program for refugees when she can live for free somewhere.
Yeah, just it's a lot of red flags. I was blind to seeing them, unfortunately, because I got tangled
Because you
into it.
didn't know all the information, and sometimes you need someone from Ukraine who can tell you what can be
Yes.
real, what can be not. Guys, real Ukrainian ladies never behave themselves like that video. It's very fake. I will show you one more time, and you can just see this artificial, fake manipulations and emotion.
Hi, dear. I need your help, dear. Please.
Also, guys, I want catch your attention on those things. She has artificial lashes during war. She has manicure during war. She has lips with the injections. And I just want to tell, when I was in Ukraine and we had these first months, everyone forgot about any kind of beauty service. We had a real war in our country. We were not about beauty. It doesn't mean that we were like ugly, didn't take care about ourselves. But for some period, of course, you will reject these unnecessary things because you need to survive, especially when you have kids. So
Yes.
it also shows what kind of personality she is, and she asks money for food, but you need to do these nails and artificial lashes every 3 weeks, every month, and it costs money. So she
Yes.
invests in herself. When you don't have money to feed your children, you will not do this kind of service. She was not
Absolutely.
in struggling. She didn't have tough period, John, unfortunately. I'm sorry I'm disappointed in you, but at the
It's
same time you will open your eyes. Guys,
yes.
admit your attention, catch your attention for details as well. I will read the last comments and we will finish. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I think it was very educational for guys because at the beginning it looked like, oh, she exchanged contacts, she communicated daily video chats, she received the box with items. Everything seemed very real. Jacob, yes, she should have done Uniting for Ukraine if she was serious to be with you. Did you talk to her about that ever? So the program for Ukrainian people who can come to US. Did she try to get any information about visas?
I sent her a link regarding that. She did not mention it to me. I brought it up because I found that out from the airlines. The airlines, when I said, okay, why wasn't I told this when I purchased the tickets? Then they said, you need to go research United for Ukraine. And that's when I started researching that and got her all of the details with the links for that.
Peter, I'm planning to go in late April, so if someone would like to meet there, YouTube advertises that people are very friendly and it is not difficult to meet ladies. You go in without certain lady you planning to meet, so you going to meet someone here, right? Late April. People friendly, depend on your skills, depend on your appearance, depend on your communication skills, the most important, how brave you are. You can of course get know someone here. No any guarantees that it would be lucky successful meeting, but of course you can depend on your opportunities. Be careful, yeah.
Yes.
Don't trust Romania, like I do friends in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Gregory, a few months ago, I had someone wrote to me in WhatsApp asking for help to get out of Ukraine. Asked 800 and I didn't send it, of course. No, guys, never respond to such kind of messages to strangers. Good evening, Yannick. I'm glad to see you. What to John? John, are you changing your approach to meeting a Ukrainian lady? Sign up with Match Guarantee, for example, because a lot of
Yes.
sites out there either have scammers or are scammed themselves. Yes, guys,
Yes, I am. That is correct. I am doing what said.
if you need, we are here with the real ladies without any such kind of stories. So we run in our database, we check our ladies for any of such red flags, at least as much as it possible to do from us, like any bad stories and red flags and lady not allowed to our database. We really try to do this.
Yes.
So, and of course, like it's people who we already know. Yeah. So if you're ready, you're welcome. If you still want to continue your search, even maybe I can be your coach.
Okay. Thank you.
Depends.
Thank you.
People, слава Україні. Thank you so much. Героям слава. Strength to all. Okay, guys, for you, I wish good luck and to avoid bad people, wrong places. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Don't trust that easily. Many people, unfortunately, all over the world who try to cheat you to have some benefits from you, not in very dirty and ugly ways. John, for you, I wish to be strong enough inside to make good conclusions from this story. It is a tough life lesson. You know, my parents always saying when they have any kind of financial problems, any kind of challenge, they usually saying this: thanks to you, God, that you took by money, not by life, not by health.
Yeah.
Everything is if you offered this, I understand that it hurt your feeling, but I hope it didn't challenge in you too much. You had this opportunity. You helped one not good lady to have a luxury life at least.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's I haven't lost my faith in women. Do I look at all women bad? No, no. I try to see the good in everybody. Just I
It's-
want my experience to help the other guys out there
yeah.
so they don't fall into this trap.
Yeah, exactly. And I am grateful to you that you also share your experience with guys. It also shows on your good qualities that you even, after that, trying to stay a good person and genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Best way is to
Yeah.
choose an agency whom charge the ladies a monthly fee for registration in their agency.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I also disagree, Yannick. I
Mm-hmm.
disagree. Can afford it wouldn't change much. Yes, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you. And from Jack advice, John search for Jim Wolf. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys, thank you for
Thank you.
watching us. Thank you, John, one more time. I
You're
wish you
welcome.
good luck. If you need, we are here. You can have your
Thank you.
private consultation with your story. Thank you one more
Well,
time.
thank you very much. Thank you.
And I wish you to be successful in your search. Lucky next one should be.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay. You guys have
Okay,
a good
guys.
evening. Okay. Have a good
Yeah,
day.
have a great day. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate. Thank you so much. Bye bye to you all.
All right. Bye bye.